Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing a Disney movie marathon, where I'll be talking about the movies, of course, TV shows, merchandise, I don't know, whatever the case may be. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, of course, I'll be talking about it. So here we go, I reckon. So, okay, I just thought I'll just talk about something I saw from Disney Plus, of course, and it's like a superhero kind of a thing. Yep, it's the anime series of Big Hero 6, the fourth season, of course. And I just thought I'd do this. I don't talk about TV shows that often, not really. And I get a big part of that because I'm more of a movie person, really. I prefer to watch movies, really, if I'm be honest with you folks. And just to watch TV shows, it kind of feels more of a chore to do. Like I'm doing homework for a class, which just kind of buzzes me out in some ways. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. I guess whatever. But since this has something to do with Disney, I guess I'll just do this real quick. And I know the whole thing is still when it comes to comic book superhero kind of thing, still popular to every day. You know, I personally don't care for it really, but whatever. I guess here we are, I suppose. And yes, obviously, thanks for tuning in ahead of time, of course. And it's just something I thought I'd do because I've seen the first season a good while ago. So I just thought I might as well just get to this, of course. Yes, I do realize they made more than one season of this, of course. I do know that. Anyway, it's just to have some kind of, I guess, different type of content on here. To some extent, have a variety of content, I guess you can say. Anyway, so might as well just get to it, I guess. Just might as well. Anywho, without further ado, of course, like always, let's just talk about the story, shall we? So let's get into it. Oh yeah. Obviously, taking place after the events of the movie, of course, we get to see that our main characters, they just have to do their thing, of course, the entire group. Our main character, like his first day in the Institute of Technology, he discovers that Beta's max personality chip. And yeah, let's just say something's going astray, and he has to basically help him out in some ways as they pretty much trying to defeat the bad guys. Each individual episode, of course, is going to feature specific plot lines for the characters, of course, and they just have to do their thing, of course. And yeah, chaos will be assured, of course. All these characters have to go all these crazy adventures, of course, and pretty much, yeah, they had to do their thing, obviously, and just fight whatever the villain might be on there, of course. And yeah, it might be pretty crazy and whatnot, and that's just how it is, I guess. So yeah, I just thought this would be a pretty solid way to talk about this kind of thing, and of course, it's going to continue the events of the animated movie, as you might expect, taking place in San Francisco. Well, a fictional version of San Francisco anyway, because Japan and San Francisco all together, like mixed. I like the whole thing, which honestly is not that much of a stretch, really, because Japantown does exist. Yeah, if you don't believe me, you can Google Japantown and San Francisco. That is an actual thing. So instead of just having it in one section of the city, it's an entire thing, I guess. At least in this universe version of this, of course. So it's not that far off, I guess, from reality in that sense, anyway, in that way. It's okay. I don't know if that's the reason it was done like that. I don't know. Oh, they just want to be creative with it. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever the case is, it seems like a pretty cool setting if you ask me. So there you go, I reckon. But anyway, that's pretty much the idea here. As far as TV shows go, I mean this one's fun. It does its job, I reckon, and whatnot. And if you're somebody that's into comic book superhero stuff, and this would definitely help out to fix that itch of yours. If you want to see more comic book related content, of course. Again, like I said earlier, I know this is kind of still kind of big, so there you go, I reckon. and whatnot. I mean, yes, we get to see a lot of familiar characters, of course, and they're going through various situations where they have to make it through a okay, at least hopefully anyway. But yeah, there you go. As for the art style, the art style is pretty simplistic. I guess you can say and whatnot, and it's detailed enough. I mean, it's not super detailed. It's not really mind blowing when it comes to animation or whatever, but it does its job. As for the animation itself, the animation it does a pretty solid job as well because it's pretty fluent as well and whatnot. Again, you do have to keep in mind this is a TV show after all. The people behind this is not going to have the same amount of time like they would with, let's say, a movie and whatnot. So, as for the artwork goes and the animation, it does what it's supposed to. It does what it's supposed to in that regard. It's decent enough in that regard. It may not be anything mind blowing in that regard, but it's it's serviceable. That's all I'm trying to say. It's serviceable, I reckon, of course. So that's all I can really say about that. When it comes in terms of animation, it does its job. I guess. So that's it, really, because it's just fairly simplistic, and that's just because it's to be more easier to produce. I guess you can say when it comes to this kind of a thing to make it faster. Yeah. In terms of voice acting, I guess you can say it's serviceable. The voice acting is actually pretty good here. I can definitely say that. I don't mind the voice acting. I mean, it might be a TV show for the entire family, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be bad or anything. Those actually some pretty solid moments when it comes to voice acting. Again, even with that, there's nothing to cry home about. But the voice acting is definitely serviceable. It does what it's supposed to when it comes to voice acting as a whole. The voice acting that does help to go along with the scenes, I guess. I didn't mind that. I was actually pretty good with that in that regard. The voice acting is actually quite solid enough. Everybody involved, from the actresses and the actors, they all did pretty well in terms of that. So there you go, I reckon. Anyway, so not too shabby, not shabby at all in terms of that, really. So there you go. But alright, so what about the music? The music is decent enough. I thought the music itself for this TV show is solid enough. Not that I was expecting much from the music. That the opening theme song was pretty good. The closing theme song is pretty good from each individual episode. I think the music they will play throughout each episode, trying to give you a sense of excitement and exciting, trying to make it seem more adventurous and whatnot. So the music here does actually a pretty good job in regards of that as well. So because of that, I can't really complain too much in terms of music whatsoever. So he does a pretty good job in that, really, when it comes to music. So it helps to create a sense of mood, a sense of excitement, so that our main characters here, the cast and crew, when it comes to a main character and whatnot, can get through certain situations. So there was that, I suppose. So anyway, in other words, when it comes to this TV show, yeah, I mean, okay, I was like we're saying, I was not expecting much, not really, but for what it's worth, it's fine. I guess it's fine. It does what it's supposed to. I can't really complain too much in the grand scheme of things and whatnot. So I would recommend this, like I was saying, if you're a fan of Big Hero 6, or if you're just a fan of just superhero stuff. Anyway, which is chances are you're probably going to end up watching it to begin with. So, in other words, I thought this was solid enough, I suppose. I thought it was a decent enough show to watch, of course. And that was that. And there's not much else I can say about this. So I guess I'll just wrap it up already. And yeah, I thought this was definitely something that's worth a watch especially if you like the movie. If you like the movie, if you have some time to kill, and I guess say check this out, I suppose. Again, assuming that you haven't already, I reckon. But yeah, if you want to spare that just wants to watch as much superhero stuff as you can, then I would definitely recommend this. Obviously. Anyway, like I said, that's it. There's not really much else I can say about this kind of a thing, really, because it's fine. It does what it's supposed to. I'll give this an overall rating of a 6.8 out of 10. It's a 6.8 out of 10 for me. So, of course, there was that. As always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time. And yes, when it comes to the other TV shows, I'll get to it and get to it. So, you know, I'll get to it and I'll get to it. Anyway, later. Thanks for watching. Oh, yeah.